Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. I have been putting off recording the longer episodes. I don't know why. I've just been trying to record the shorter episodes to begin with. it is November 17th, 2025 at the time of this recording. Look like a hot mess, and today is just one of those days where, gosh darn it, I don't feel like looking pretty today. As you can tell, I'm currently in sweats. I'm in my Auburn sweatshirt and some more sweats. But the point is, this hair and me are gonna be fine because I literally earlier had like loose strands earlier everywhere I was recording, and I'm like, really? But anyway, today, screw it, we're gonna go with it for right now, and I'll fix it later. But if this is Down the Rabbit Hole, we're on episode 170, and if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. So you're gonna notice a brief change and go back and forth for at least these next few episodes. I'm currently in the middle of recording out of order from the list I have, as you may as I may already may know. But yeah, you'll see some new editing changes. So, but yes. But today we're talking about the Fox Theater. Before I dive into that, if you're new here, hit that like button, hit that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. Help a girl out. But what is the Fox Theater? Well, the Fox Theater is a former movie theater and it's a performing arts venue which is located on 660 Peachtree Street, northeast of Midtown Atlanta. You have to specify these Peachtree Streets, guys. I haven't been to Atlanta before because there's so many Peachtree Streets for crying out loud. Like, why is that? Like, I know peach is like the national fruit or whatever, Georgia, but still. But anyway, the theater was originally planned as part of the large shrine temple, evidenced by the Moorish design, in about a 4600 give about a 4,665 square auditorium, which was ultimately developed as lavish homes. A lavish movie theater in the Fox Theaters chains opened in 1929. It hosts a variety of cultural and artistic events such as the Atlanta Ballet, a summer film series, and a performance by the national touring companies of the Broadway shows. Now, the venues also host occasional concerts and by popular artists as well. Now, when the Fox Theater first opened, the local newspaper described it as having a picturesque of an almost disturbing grandeur of but far beyond imagination. It remains a showplace that impresses theater goers to this very day. And the principal architect of the project was Oliver Vintner of firm Mayer, Alger and Vintner. Now, the original architect and decor of of Fox can be roughly divided into two architectural styles: Islamic architecture, um, and the Egyptian architecture. Now, the 4,665 seat auditorium, um, which was designed for movies and live performances, replicates an Arabian courtyard, complete with 96 embedded crystal stars as well. Do. Now, a long-standing rumor is that one of the stars was a piece by a Coca-Cola company, which was confirmed in 2010, with two members of the theater's restoration conducted. Now, the Egyptian ballroom is designed after a temple for Ramses II at Karnak, while the mezzanine ladies' lounge features a replica of the throne chair of King Tut and the makeup tables of the feature of tiny sphinxes. And the Islamic sections feature a number of absolution fountains, which are currently kept dry. Now, throughout the Fox Theater is extensive use of the trumpet. Um, the wooden beams are especially plastered in paint that appears to be a gold leaf areas, and painted and tilted to receive um, outside ordnance like fireplaces as well. Now let's talk about the history of this place. It was originally designed to be a Yara Shrine Temple and the headquarters for about 5,000 members of Shriner organizations. The 2.75 million project exceeded the Shriners' budget, so they had to lease the auditorium to the movie mogul William Fox, who was building theaters in the country at the time. And the theater opened in 1925. Let me try again. Theater opened December 25th, 1929. Just 2 months after the stock market crash and the start of the Great Depression. A week later, on New Year's Day, the Shriners inaugurated the new mosque and in their part of the building, which contained executive offices, a large lounge, a ballroom, a banquet hall, kitchen, practice hall, locker shower rooms, and under the terms of the lease, they remained as their paying tenants until 1941. Now, according to the National Park Service, the Fox Theater closed only 125 weeks after it opened. And members of the Yara Temple could not meet their mortgage payments, and by 1932, William Fox, really, technology, so amazing when it actually wants to work on you. Um, but anyway, but after the mortgage was foreclosed in December 1932, the entire complex was purchased by Paramount Pictures and Lucas and Jenkins, a Georgia company that owned 100 theaters. And in 1932, the movie cast most the movie most associated with the Atlanta and South. Can we guess it? Can we guess it? One of my favorite movies of all time. You can cancel me if you want. Gone with the Wind is one of my favorite movies of all time, and you do not want to hear my thoughts on cancel culture, them removing the statues, and people being forced to change their names on certain things here in the South. I have an Aunt Dix. I have a great grandma Dixie for crying out loud. Am I supposed to have her change her name? Anyway, I'm not gonna go on that little rant tangent. But anyway, what was I? Oh yeah. In 1939, the movie Gone with the Wind premiered. Go would premiere at the now demolished Lois Grand Theater rather than the Fox. Although although Gone with the Wind was produced by Selznick International, it was distributed by Lowell Incorporated as a deal with the rival studio Metro Golden Mayer. Um, oh, now the parade down Peachtree, yes, play obviously. Okay. Anyway, but the parade down Tree Street, um, where the movie's premiere consequently started just outside the Fox because the movie's cast was staying across from the street from the Georgian Terrace Hotel. Now, would you be still? We can't get our life together over here, guys. We can't. Um, my knee's starting to hurt, and I can't keep singing like that. Now let's try this one more time. I have like 3 more episodes after this to finish recording, so please just let me get through it, okay? Um, but anyway, during the 1940s, the Fox would acquire a strong management and become one of the finest movie theaters in Atlanta. Um, it was also, at the time, the Egyptian Ballroom became Atlanta's most popular public dance hall and hosted important bands in country and western swings in the area. And it was notable that for being the only theater in Atlanta that allowed both blacks and whites. And however, there were separate black box offices entrance seating, and the segregation wall in the middle of the second dress seating still remains. And the colored box office stands unused to the back entrance. Now, this these are left in place for educational and historical purposes, and the theater was integrated in 1962. Now, during the 1970s, several elements collided and brought about the Fox decline. White flight, the rise of suburban multiplex theaters, and the changes in how films were distributed. In 1974, the Southern Bell, the region arm of the AT&T, approached the owners of the theater with an offer to buy and with the intent of tearing it down to build a parking deck for a new headquarters of the site on the site. A group was formed to save the theater, and it was placed in the National Register, um, uh, Register of Historic Places in May 1974. The ensuing outcry and massive campaign, including many entertainers of Liberace and Leonard Skinner, as well, who will record their first live album there, which is pretty neat in my opinion. And among the celebrities, resulted in the city refusing to issue a demolition permit. Good for Atlanta. Now, ultimately, a complicated deal brokered and prevented the demolition, and the Southern Bell building was put, which is now Tower Square, was built on the land adjacent to the theater, and building was on the west side of the conjunction of the construction at North Avenue MARTA station. Now, it is said with the parking deck being built on the north end of the property at the corner of West Peachtree and 3rd Streets. Now, the U.S. Department of Interior subsequently named the Fox a National Historic Landmark May 26, 1976, citing architectural uniqueness. Um, After the Fox was saved from demolition, a lengthy um, sorry y'all, I just got scrolled brain for a second. But today the Fox Theater appears to as it did when it opened, with some additions with the original plans, but had to be scrapped in the 1920s due to a finance constraint. Now, the Fox is the only remaining movie palace in Atlanta, which is pretty neat if you ask me. But then again, I'm just delivering the facts of what I know, right? Now, the Egyptian Ballroom and Grand Saloon are rented out regularly for corporate and private functions as well. Notably, Oxford College and Emory College host its annual Fall Formal at the Egyptian Ballroom. And every year since Atlanta's landmark assumed management in 1975, Fox has generated an operating surplus as well. And also, a fun fact is that Elvis Presley played at the Fox Theater in 1956, Springsteen in 1976, and 1978 and 1996. Even Bob Marley and the Wallers performed in 1979. So this place has literally so much history behind it. But the features a four manual, 42 ring pipe organ called Mighty Mo, which is pretty cool. It was custom built by M.P. Moeller in the 1929 in Hagerstown, Maryland. My roommate's in Maryland right now. That's just crazy. But, and believe it or not, at one point it was a private residence, and probably still. And technically, anyway, the Fox Hotel is about 3,640 square feet apartment that served as a private residence um, for for Joe Patton, who served as technical director from 1974 to 2004. And he was born in 1927. He died 2016 and was granted a lifetime rent-free lease in the apartment. Can I have a lifetime rent-free lease? That would be nice. But anyway, that is it for today's episode. You can join me next time as we talk about Rose Hall.